Hello, my name is Reggie D, and I am the author of Fremont Avenue. Fremont Avenue is a play about three generations of men who embark on different journeys of understanding what it means to love and be loved. It's really exciting because it takes a sort of journey through history, and I feel like um, a lot of the history that the play sort of uncovers is incidental, which I think is really exciting. It's like, oh yeah, that major pivotal moment in society also happened while people were just like living and going about their lives, and I love that it is a love letter to history. It's a love letter to family. It's a love letter to Black men and the different kinds of relationships that we build, whether those be romantic relationships, whether they be friendships, whether they be relationships with our family in generations in both directions. It's really funny, but it's really just about, learning how to love. The idea from the play came from actually another piece that I was working on as an actor. 9 years ago, I was in a play called Clarity by Cord Arrington Tuttle, and it was at the Samuel French Off Broadway Festival. It won, which was really exciting. And when Cord and I were working on the play, they were like, "I think you're a writer," and I was like, "Oh no, I don't think so. I don't know about that." And this is like a year after another friend of mine, Coleman Domingo, was like, "I think you're a writer." And I was like, "Oh no, I don't think so." But Cord, while we were working on Clarity, was like, "I just want you to just like sit down and just like write whatever comes to mind." And basically that was the beginning of Act Three. Like I sort of tracked through my brain and I was like, where did this idea come from? And it's, the process with writing changes so much that like you write the spark of an idea, one day and like 5 years down the road, it's something completely different. But it all tracks back to 2015 working on Clarity with Cord that I got the idea. I hope they laugh a lot. Um, I also there's I think sometimes in theater and in storytelling there's an impulse, and I wouldn't necessarily like pathologize the impulse, but I think we don't necessarily have to see people do the worst possible thing to learn from their behavior. I think there's lots of learning in watching people make little mistakes. Um, I feel like we sometimes miss the little mistakes on the way to the big mistakes, and I'm like, well, what would happen if we caught the little mistakes sooner? What would happen if we caught the little ways that we shut ourselves down from intimacy and relationship and truth and honesty and knowing ourselves sooner? It is musical. No one's singing. It's not that kind of musical, but music, the role of music plays a really heavy role in the show. I always joke that music is my first language, so music is absolutely in the play. It's a play about family, um, our nuclear family, our chosen family, just the way that we, collect humans to feel a little less alone. And it's a play with a lot of heart. Um, you know, I I feel so fortunate in my life to have been the recipient of such profound love, both from my chosen family and from my nuclear family. And so how could I not put that on stage?